This is a video review for our quiz on Monday in AP US History. You need to know who was the commander at the Alamo. You need to know who Davy Crockett was, a sharpshooter who died at the Alamo. You need to know who invented the Bowie knife. You need to know who was the general for the Texas troops during the Texas Revolution. You need to know who was in charge of the civil government, Steve Austin, who was granted most of the land for Texas. You need to know who was known as Young Hickory and the Dark Horse. You need to know what president ran for president under the slogan Tippecanoe and Tyler too. You need to know what person was a general during the Mexican-American War. And you need to know who Santa Anna was. You need to know which treaty ended the Mexican-American War, and that would be the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. You need to know which treaty ended the Texas Rebellion. That would be the Treaty of Valesco. You need to know what the Treaty of Webster-Ashburton was. You need to know about the Aroostook War, war in parentheses because it wasn't much of a war. You need to know what happened to the two ships, the Creole and the Caroline. Remember, the Creole was that ship full of slaves that took over the ship. You need to know what happened to the Donner Party. You need to know what the Alamo was. You need to know about the Oregon Trail. You need to know it was the longest trail. You need to know it took over 6 months. And you need to know about 20,000 people died on the trail. And the Santa Fe Trail, you need to know what was the first westward trail, that it was the first westward trail. You need to know that nobody knows how many people died on it, but it was many, many, and that it went mostly through Kansas. And then you need to know the California Trail was basically just an extension of the Oregon Trail. You need to know what the Bear Flag Revolt was. You need to know about the Battle of Santa Fe, which gave us the entire territory of New Mexico. You need to know about the Battle of Mexico City, which ended the Mexican-American War. You need to know about the Battle of San Jacinto, which ended the Texas Revolution. You need to know who the Whigs were and how they started, basically as a party to battle Jackson. You need to know which president died just a month into his presidency. You need to know what the Gadsden Purchase was, what a Wildcat Bank was, and you need to know who was the president before William Henry Harrison that refused Texas entry into the United States. You need to know what American immigrants to Texas, when it belonged to Mexico, were supposed to do. You need to know about how many people died at the Alamo. You need to know what the Battle of San Jacinto was. It was an ambush, and if you study all of those things, you'll be doing well on the